Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Leah Monet, and today I am going over my layered braids, my feed-in braids, my tribal braids, whatever you want to call them. So first and foremost, how many braids do I have? So I just went and counted. I have 49 braids. So I have some videos that I took separately just showing you each layer of my braids so that you can see how many is in each row. I think it was only like 7 in the back. And then I started doing them a little closer, using a little bit more hair when I got to the top part, which made my braids a little bit thicker. So you'll notice like, let me grab a braid from the back. So this is a braid from the back, and then this is a braid from the top, and you can see the difference in the size with these ones. So I probably could have used a little bit more hair in the back, and then I realized when I got to the top, I'm like, I want them to be a little thicker so that you can see a little bit less of my scalp as I was going through. So just as far as braiding them, I did the 1 layer in the back, then I did 1 layer going all the way around, and then I did the 2 layers up here. So the hair that I use is just the regular Kanan Kalon hair. I'll post a picture over here somewhere. And then as far as like in the braids, I either use like some Eco or I just use regular jam. So just regular edge control type of products. I use that to kind of just make sure that the hair is staying within the braid. So for each of my braids, I used, so the first 2 pieces that I feed in, I like to be a little bit on the smaller side just so that my braid doesn't go from itty bitty to super thick. I try to make it as gradual as possible. And so I fed in a total of 8 pieces all together. So the first 2 a little bit on the smaller side, and the rest of them about average size pieces all the way down to the ends. And it would kind of just depend, because some of them I might wanted to add a little bit more here because I felt like my pieces weren't as thick or whatever. I'm just trying to make the braids as consistent as possible. So you'll just have to feed it in as such. I'm not going to show you in here how I fed it in because there's like a ton of videos doing that already, but I will just show you kind of how I have been maintaining them. So I have a lot of like these leave-in conditioners, so like, oops, I have some black castor oil, which are all kind of like spray mist, which is what I'm going to put on my hair, just to kind of moisturize my scalp some, because I did get a little bit of itchiness today. My braids right now are about like 4 or 5 days old. I couldn't record this right away, but what I'm going to do just to kind of like moisturize my scalp is spray, and then you can feel it going into the scalp. So I'll do that, and as well as using some mousse. So this is just a lot of body, which is what I use on my wigs. I'm going to just pat some of this down. I'm going to be tying my hair down pretty soon because I'm going to sleep early. But I'm just going to put that on, especially like my hair where it is in within the braids, just so that they can kind of make sure that it's staying in the braids and it's not sticking out or getting frizzy. So I've been using the mousse for that. And then the only other thing that I've been putting on my braids is just Eco Solid Gel when I do my edges. I only got like a little bit of edge right here, which is perfect. Even less maintenance, because I love waking up with braids. They're so convenient. So I just literally swoop a couple little edges up there, and that is going to be it. So I tie mine kind of like up like this. You know, like if you tie it up underneath the braids, then they'll kind of start sticking up in the back. So I like to keep my scarf like this. Now, you know, since it's not underneath the braids, it's gonna try to slide off. So I ain't gonna lie, a couple times during the night, I do sometimes wake up and I'm like refixing my scarf or retying it, or just kind of like sliding it down in the back so that it doesn't come off. And that's kind of just all I've been doing for maintenance so far. Like I said, my braids are only about 4 or 5 days old. I'm only gonna put like the mousse in my leave-in conditioner or my castor oil. I'm only gonna put that on maybe like once or twice a week. I don't want to put too much product on them. But just like maybe when I start, if I feel like any itchiness or anything like that, I will go ahead and just spray some of this on there at least. Time. So I think it took, I'm trying to remember by layer, I'm pretty sure it took me an hour on the back row, which was a 7 braids, but that was me getting started. I have never fed in, I never did feed in braids like this on my own head. I've done like the 2 big ones, but I never did like small braids on my head. So I was kind of getting started, trying to get the flow, trying to get the hair part down. It was looking like an hour to do the back, And then that middle row, which kind of went all the way around, it took me like an hour and a half. I have significantly more braids on that row. And then I want to say the top row took me probably like 2 hours. Now keep in mind, I am not braiding them to the ends at that point. So a lot of them, I probably braided them down to about here. And then I sat down at the end and I just kind of like braided through them myself. Another thing, as far as time, I had help parting. So my sister, parting, oh my God, that's like the worst part doing your hair. Like, I wish I could come out with an invention to help me part the back of my head easier, because it takes so much time, but I saved so much time because my sister was able to help me part my hair. And so she parted like the different sections. I was able to part like the front, maybe like this part up here. I was able to part that by myself, but everything back there, she was able to assist me with the parting. So that helped me out a ton. So that time is going to be with the assistance of a parter. If it's just you parting it by yourself, go ahead and add at least another hour or two, because parting the back of your head when you're trying to look in the mirror, it's too much. It's just too much. I would say, I remember starting at 2:30 and then I had somewhere to be by 7:30. So that's 5 hours. So I ain't gonna lie, on my way to the event, I wasn't driving, so I was braiding the ends of some of these. So let's just say it took me about 5.5, 6 hours, and that's with the assistance of having someone help me part. When you do feed-in braids, it just takes a lot of time in general to even just separate the hair for every one of these braids. So 49 braids, and I said I use about 7 or 8 pieces per braid. That alone is going to take time. So it is going to be a lengthy process, but it's definitely doable. That is all that I have for you all. If you like the look, make sure that you give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks again for watching. It's your girl Leah Monet. If you have any questions, just make sure you leave those in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And I will try to update the description for just how long this style lasts. Thanks again for watching.